your music playing on TV, on radio, or on streaming service will generate money. And I think there's a lot of things that people don't realize when it comes to that money that is generated, is that I'm not talking about remixes, but when we talk about original tracks, as I was telling you at the beginning of this conversation, your tracks or your songs are called a work, and every work is divided between the publishers. So I didn't talk about the publishers, but they are also part of the food chain. So what a publisher is somebody that is willing to give you an advance, so more money. So you can have an advance from the label, and you can also have an advance from the publisher. The publisher and the label can be the same. So for me, for example, I was signed to Sony Music, but I was also published by Sony ATV. That belonged to Michael Jackson. So the thing is, you could also be signed to Universal Music Group and have your publishing with Warner or with Sushiro or with Classic. It can be two different companies, it can be the same company. Now, what's the difference between the publisher and the label? The publisher is taking care of the protection of your songs, and they can also give you an advance, hoping that when your songs play on the radio, they will make money from your plays, and recuperate their advance, of course, before you start getting money from your publishing. Now, you have big publishers, so of course Sony, Universal, Warner, etc., and then you have independent producers like me, Sushi Raw, like other people, etc. The only difference is the publisher don't pay for your music studio, and sometimes you might be signed to a publisher before you sign to a record label. It all depends. Now, a publisher is not your label, but their goal is to maximize the revenue from your intellectual rights. So the intellectual rights is, as I was telling you in the beginning, the composers and the writers. Those are the intellectual owners of a song. So a song is divided like this: writer, composer, or writers, composers, and publishers. So every writer can have their own publisher. So let's say I do an instrumental with Malcolm Beats, and Tome and Master Electronic write the song. Master Electronic writes the chorus, Tome writes the verse, I make the piano melodies, Malcolm Beats make the beats and the bass, and I mix everything, and we call Vandame to record the song, for example. So here, the writers are Tome and Master. The composers are me and Malcolm Beats. The publishers can be one person, could be Sushiro, for example. So my part is published by Sushiro because I have a contract with my own company. So 25%, let's say that we split the song in 4. So it's going to be 25% for me, 25 for Malcolm Beats, 25 for Tome, 25 for Master. Now, if I have a publisher, I'm sharing half of my publishing with my publisher. So now my part is 12.5 and Sushiro has 12.5. So that's 25. Let's say Malcolm Beats doesn't have a publisher, or let's say Malcolm Beats is also part of Sushiro Publishing, for example, right? Let's say Malcolm Beats is part of Sushiro Publishing for this song. And so Malcolm Beats take 12.5, Sushiro take 12.5. So now you have 25 for Sushiro, 12 and 12 for me and Malcolm Beats, 12.5. And then let's say Tome is signed on publishing to Sony Music. So Sony Music takes 12.5, Tome takes 12.5. And Master Electronic is signed to Cobalt Music Publishing. So Cobalt takes 12.5, Master Electronic takes 12.5. The total of everything is 8 times 12.5, which is 100%. So the work is now, whenever it plays on the radio, it plays in a store, it plays in a club, it plays in a concert, it plays in a movie. This is gonna generate publishing money, and let's say, and then it's gonna be collected by right collecting societies. So right collecting societies are SPA in Portugal, SACEM in France, BMI and ASCAP in the US, SOCAN in Canada. I forgot the name of the one in South Africa. There's one in every country. And PRS in the UK, etc., etc. GEMA in Spain, I think. I'm not sure. Listen, every country has one, and they are all connected by the CSAC, which is the Central Worldwide Copyright Society, and then all of them, they all have writers and composers who are connected, right? And then once a song is played, let's say in Paris on Energy Radio, it generates, let's say it plays like 10 times in one day in a big radio station. So let's say the song generates 100 euros. These 100 euros are paid by the radio to SACEM. SACEM receive the name of the song that they play, plus an ISRC code. So what is ISRC? I'm sorry, I used to say it in French. ISRC code. This code is a code for your song. So every song has one IRSC. Every single song. And every song also has ISWC code, which is the composition code, right? So let's say you play Something Going On by Kaysha, and let's say the writers are Master, Kaysha, Malcolm, and Tome. So every time this song plays, the radio just say, okay, today we play this song, this song, this song. They send money to SACEM in France. SACEM receives the money. They look, okay, we have 100 for Something Going On, and now in their database they know that the writers for Something Going On are us four, and the publisher are Sushi Raw, Cobalt, and Warner. So what they do, they divide in all the publishers and writers and composers, and everybody receive their money directly in the bank account. So if you are like me and Malcolm, you are not part of SACEM, but you are part of the Portuguese company called SPA. So the SACEM, they send the money to the central database of CSAC, and CSAC says, oh, this IPI, which is a writer number, everybody has one. Oh, these guy, Malcolm Beats and Kaysha, these people, they are in the Portuguese company. So my 12.5 euros and his 12.5 euros travel from France. They arrive in the SPA, and the SPA send us the money, and that's how our money arrives in our bank accounts, and usually you are paid every 3 months. So every quarter.